What's up, gamers? This is your boy Proto, and welcome to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games coming out, give you a little bit of the story, our experience playing it, our famous pros and cons list, while showing you some gameplay of it all at the same time. And today we are looking at Feudal Alloy. So in Feudal Alloy, the world is controlled by fish and robot bodies. And you play as Arturo, a fish-controlled robot that's a farmer that takes care of the elder fish robots in your village. Until it comes under attack and all their supplies and their valuables are stolen. So you go after the robbers to get everything back. Now, this game is a mix of an action adventure, platforming, puzzle solving, with a few RPG elements, and a little bit of a Dark Souls style combat. So it's doing a lot, but the way they did it and how it all came together is not bad at all, in my personal opinion. Now, you discover parts in the world or by buying them from shops to upgrade your robot body. There's a lot of combinations you can use, and each piece has its own perks, so you can build the perfect set to your playstyle. So if you want to be completely offensive and just give a whole bunch of damage, you got that. If you want to be able to repair yourself and move fast, you got that. And that's what I think is pretty cool. They let you build it to your own. Because usually when you have parts and sets like this, you have to have a whole set to use it, or you have to have certain parts to even activate. So I just think that's kind of cool. Now you also earn experience points that you can use in upgrade trees to increase your attack, defense, and resource abilities. You will also pick up abilities along the way to upgrade your body, and how it works is you basically pick up like little chips for your circuit board, and they give you different abilities like learn how to block, a dash attack, and a bunch of others. So that's pretty cool. Now, once you get past the learning curve for the controls for this game, it actually flows very well. Right now it's only on PC, so I'm capturing this footage using my PC, but I was using an Xbox controller because it is controller supported during this playthrough of the game. Now it's supposed to be coming out to consoles later on, so it'd be interesting to see how it'll look on the consoles. But PC wise, graphically it's very nice, frame rate is very smooth, no major issues, and I got a high performance gaming PC, so I can really like crank it out, and it's running very smoothly, no issues whatsoever. And that's the game. So let's take a look at the pros versus the cons. Now the first one for the pros we're going to start off with, the combat is fun in this game. It's never really too boring, it's never really too complex. You're fighting different types of enemies. Each one has their own weaknesses, so you have to figure out how to hit them, how to hurt them. And like I said, that's where a little bit of Dark Souls combat comes in, because you can't just go hack and slash at everybody. Some of them will actually try to attack you when you're attacking them, so you got to learn their fighting styles, learn when to go in, get a couple of hits, learn to get out. And the same thing with the bosses. You have to find out their weaknesses and do the same thing. You can't just be striking them non-stop and don't think you're going to take any damage. Now, the next pro we're going to look at is the customization of the robot. And like I said, I kind of talked about it a little bit before, but that's what I kind of really like about this one. You have certain parts, like you have legs, arms, chest, head, and you don't have to have the whole complete set just to wear parts. You can mix and match. So depending on your playstyle, it really comes in handy. And depending on what type of boss or type of enemy you're fighting, you can customize on the fly, which is really cool. Now, the last pro we're going to look at, this game is very challenging. It's not going to be easy. It might start off kind of easy, but once you start fighting the higher level enemies and you start going through the world, it is a challenge. The puzzle solving and the platforming is very challenging. It really will make you think on how to get to a certain area, how to unlock a certain area. Certain areas you can't unlock until you get a certain upgrade chip, so you might have to backtrack to get to another certain area. But overall, it's very challenging. It's not going to be just like a simple sit playthrough. So with the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. First con, you backtrack a lot in this game. And like I said, you can only go through certain areas if you have an upgrade chip. So certain areas you have to backtrack to because you don't have that ability to go in there. And a lot of times you'll be backtracking to get resources or pick up supplies, whatnot, and that can be very time consuming and very annoying. Now they do have little jump points throughout the world, so that does come in handy, but every now and then you will have to do backtracking, especially if you're fighting a boss and you die. You have to go back to that room where they are. They don't just spawn you right outside the room sometimes. Now the next con we're going to look at is no radar on screen. Now you have a map that you can use, and you actually have to find it in the world. You find pieces of it to build the map, but there's no map on screen. So if you play similar to how I will, you might be pausing and going back and forth looking at the map to make sure you're going the right direction. Sometimes they can get annoying, and that goes back into my first con with the backtracking. Sometimes you'll be looking at the map to make sure you're going in the right direction, because you won't know which room you're in until you go into another room, and you have to look at the map to make sure you're going the right way. So keep that in mind. And the last con we're going to look at is enemies respawn. And basically every time you leave a room, enemies respawn. Now it's good and bad towards that. The good side is, you know, every time you kill them, you get points, you get parts, you get experience. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the bad side is, let's say you try to get to a boss, you get killed in the boss, so you gotta go back to the boss's room, and it's like 2 rooms down. You gotta go through a whole bunch of enemies, so you can either fight them and take a chance of taking damage and using the resources that you're trying to save to fight for the boss, or you could try avoiding all of them, which I can tell you right now doesn't work half the time, and you're gonna take damage, and you're gonna have to use resources to get yourself fully charged and ready to fight the boss. So that can be annoying sometimes, but depending on your playstyle, you might like it, you might hate it. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, from what I've been playing on this game, I've enjoyed it. It's very challenging. It's not an easy sit through. I've been really enjoying it, and there's been some moments when I want to rage quit and just put the controller down and throw it through my screen and everything. So the game is definitely challenging, definitely fun. I think it has a good overall balance of, like I said, challenging, fun, customization. So I think this would be a good game for anybody to just get into. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you picked up the game, if you're thinking about picking it up, what you like about it. Will you get it on console when it comes out on console? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We post videos of things going on in the gaming and tech world. Do reviews on some of the latest games. Review tech that's out to help make sure you're getting the most for your money. We do top 10 on the newest games coming out every month, and so much more. Make sure to follow us on our Facebook and IG page so you can keep up to date with what's going on with us here at the Average Gamer Crew. Or if you want to reach out to me or InfamouslyTy here on the channel. Or if you want to let us know something going on in the gaming community. Catch us streaming on Twix and Mixer. We'll be changing up our schedule, so be on the lookout for that. So I normally tell you my days, but that's going to be changing up. But this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.